Do you know what time it is? It's time for We Gotta Talk, damn it. Let's do this. All right. Hello and welcome to We Gotta Talk, damn it. A podcast where common sense and logic rule. I am your host, Freddy Mak, attack. And yes, you know what's coming. You can call me Freddy. You can call me Freddy Mak. Just don't call me late for dinner because I love eating and I love dessert, especially chocolate cake and vanilla ice cream. I'll love you for life. Simple as that. So before we get started on today's podcast, I just want to mention a few things. Please go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, hit that notification button. Just simply search We Gotta Talk, damn it. It's also in the link below. It'll take you directly to it. And also we are on 7 different podcast platforms. So pick your poison, whether it's Apple iTunes or whether it's Spotify or whatever your favorite podcast platform you enjoy listening to. We Gotta Talk, damn it, is on it. Okay. Also, we got some merch coming up. It's not available yet, but it will be soon. Got some shirts, hats, coffee mugs, and stuff like that. Some of the stuff we're gonna probably give away for free with some contests that we have going on. So ultimate goal now is to try to shift away from politics. Oh my God, it's so hard, right? I mean, We Gotta Talk, damn it. It's not just a political it's not a political, podcast where that's all we talk about. We'll dabble in it and we'll ask the question, why are certain things political, which is okay, right? But I'm done with the bashing. I'm done with the, you're wrong, I'm right. I mean, listen, we got the story now, right? We got the story. You all know that I'm a liberal. We all know what the Republicans are all about. They're not about social change. They're not about, helping people out. They have no programs that are going to help the American citizens. And although the left is not perfect, at least they put stuff on the table that we need to be aware of. We're not going to always agree on it, but that's okay. But we get the gist of what's going on that other side. It's guns, it's flags, it's abortion. It's just trigger stuff to get votes. They offer nothing to the average American. What they offer to their base are feelings, right? They want to make them feel good. We're against abortion. I mean, feel good. I raise the American flag. They feel good, right? But it doesn't get the American people anywhere. It doesn't put money in their pocket. It doesn't create jobs. It doesn't do any of that stuff. So we know where they're at. We know where we are at. What's the point of talking about it anymore? It doesn't mean that we're not going to talk about it. It doesn't mean that we should not be aware. It just means all the time living rent-free in our brains. I think we need to give our brains a little bit of a break. So we're going to talk about different stuff moving forward, and then we'll interject some of that stuff as time goes on. Some stuff are just too important to pass. You can't wait on it. Like, unfortunately, the mass shooting that happened here in Oxford. And shame on the Republicans for days later putting out Christmas cards with them holding their machine guns and crazy. I did a podcast on that. Listen to it. I nailed it. It has nothing to do with taking away your guns. It has nothing to do with even more gun laws. It has to do with the gun culture in this country. And I nailed it. Got great response out of it. I highly recommend that you listen to it and let me know what you think. Okay, but go to the YouTube channel. We Gotta Talk, damn it. Again, you can just hit the button, hit the link below, and it'll take you right to it. So, all right. On that note, today we are going to talk about EVs and which are the best EVs out there. And I own a Model Y Tesla, so you may think I'm going to be biased because I think that Tesla is one of the best EVs out there, and it's not a bias. It is just a fact. It is one of the best Teslas that are best EVs that are out there on the market today. Okay, so let's talk about it. Also, there's a link that'll take you to a Tesla website if you're interested in taking a look at not only their cars, but also their solar panels and charging stations and stuff like that. So you can take a look at the whole gamut of things that they have when it comes to electric vehicles, as well as solar panels, and lighten up your house and stuff like that. So the link will be in the descriptions. So anyway, sorry for talking funny. Sometimes I do have a stutter like Joe Biden. So I've had it all my life, but you might hear me slur a little bit. I have Invisalign on right now, straightening out my teeth, because in another year or two, I'm going to have a beautiful, bright smile. So anyway, so sorry about the slurring if you hear it, or mispronunciation. Sometimes it's difficult with this thing in your mouth. So anyway, so why EV? Right. So I get a lot. When I first bought my Tesla, got some pushback. Right. Well, you got to burn coal to still make the electricity to charge it. Let's set the record straight here. Okay. This is not about eliminating fossil fuels permanently. I don't think that'll happen in my time. It may happen eventually. I think it is the future. I mean, we're using hemp to make products now. We don't need petroleum to do that. We are absolutely moving forward in the progression of getting rid of fossil fuels. I hear a lot of Republicans, saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're, all these oil companies that are heating your house and you're criticizing them." Okay, what does that mean? I mean, we're not criticizing them. We're just saying, okay, you're heating our house, but there's other alternatives, right? And believe it or not, they are, coming on board with that. They are actually recognizing that they are not doing good to the economy or to the environment. They have recognized it. They admit it. I saw them in a congressional meeting. They were saying, yes, we are causing a huge carbon imprint or footprint in the environment. They actually admitted it. Okay, and they admitted that they're going to do something about it, that they're going to move toward, renewable energy. So this is just common sense, right? I mean, we have a huge ball in the sky that's going to be around for billions of more years, and it's been here for billions of years. Why not? It's free. It's giving us energy every single day. Why not use it? It just seems to be a no-brainer to me. Wind. When is wind going to go away? Well, when the sun gets so big that it eats the earth. Apparently, that's going to happen in billions of years from now. So, okay, we don't have to worry about it, right? We're not going to die anytime soon. Let's use the wind, right? I mean, I don't understand the pushback with this. Well, I kind of do, because it's a vote. They got, some people deciding that this is a waste of time and it's stupid, it doesn't make any sense, and blah, 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 it's going to cost money, and blah, 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 blah. And it's a vote, right? It's a vote. So progressives and the left, they're right. They're exactly right that we need to use renewable energy. It's better for the economy. It's better for the earth. It creates jobs. It's better for the environment. It's just better all the way around. Right now, stuff is a little expensive, not because of the supply chain issue, but renewable is a little bit pricey right now, right? But the more people get involved in it, the more people purchase this stuff, the lower the price will go. I mean, this is just basic supply and demand. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. So I don't quite understand the pushback, when it comes to EV, when it comes to renewable energy. I just don't get it. Well, again, I said I actually do, because it's a vote and it's less money in their pockets, because right now they're very short-sighted, and they all they hear is Sarah Palin saying, "Drill, baby, drill," and it's money right now. And that's the difference between a left and right, right? I don't want to get political, but it's just a fact, right? That the right, they're not progressive. They don't want to move forward. They just keep things the way they are. Everything is fine. Yeah, for you, they're fine, but not for the environment, and not for the average American citizen, not for the average American worker. It's not fine. Okay, so overall, this project of renewable energy and turning our cars into electric vehicles is a great thing. Even the big three recognizes. I mean, let's face it. Listen to what they are saying. By 2030, some of them, by 2040, some of them, I think one of them is 2050, they are 100% EV. electric. That's their goal. They're no longer going to have vehicles that are fueled by fossil fuels. It's just not going to happen. So if they're recognizing it, if they're saying, okay, we're really doing something to the earth. I mean, think about it. These pipelines, these oil rigs are in our oceans. Even if they don't, leak something, a big, huge leak, or they're still leaking. I don't care what anyone says. Oil is getting into our land. It's getting embedded into our land. It's getting embedded into our ocean. It's destroying the earth slowly but surely. Okay. We have evidence of that. There's no question about that. So when the big three says, maybe we are doing some harm, we're going to go to EV. It seems to be the future. Why the pushback? Why the pushback? These people who are pushing back, they don't understand. They're part of a solution that could actually put more money in their pockets. So it baffles my mind. Okay. So now we got that stuff out of the way, like the right versus the left when it comes to that. And again, I don't know why that's political. To me, it's not political. It's just a no-brainer. It's just common sense, right? This should not be a political issue. Okay. So now, real quick here, let me get a sip of water. So I looked at several different of the electric vehicles that are out right now. I looked at the friend who works at GM, said, "Oh, Fred, you don't want a Tesla. Look at the Bolt." And I'm the Bolt. You mean the Volt? No, we're getting rid of the Volt. Look at the Bolt. I said, okay, I looked at the Bolt. I'm like, that's not happening. Too small. Looks like a regular car. The range is horrible. Okay. And then I looked at the Ford Mustang, right? The Mach E, I believe it's called. Or is it the Mach 3? Good question, Freddie. Let's look this up real quick. I don't remember if it's the Mach 3 or the Mach E. Let's see here. Let me see what we got here. I don't know. So we're gonna go with whatever. It's the Ford Mustang, okay? And I loved it. Actually, it was a beautiful looking car. I love the way it looked, okay? But the inside, again, it had I think 2 or 3 screens. It looked like a regular car. There are buttons all over the place. It just looked like a regular standard car, and it did nothing. The only thing I really liked about it, like I said, was the outside, and they were giving a tax credit, energy tax credit of $7,500. Now, you wonder why that Tesla had to get rid of that. Why? Well, it's called lobbyists, and Tesla is not part of the big three, so we can't, let him have the opportunity here over the big three, right? Well, sorry to say, but I love Joe Biden, right? Okay. However, he was at the electric plant. I think it was for GM, and he's on record and saying that GM is a trendsetter when it comes to electric vehicles. Excuse me, sorry, Joe, love you, baby, but no, GM is not a trendsetter. As a matter of fact, well, first of all, we know who he is. Tesla. He's been doing this now for well over 10 years. I remember a GM engineer. I was out at Stony Creek going for a bike ride, and he looked at me and goes, "How do you like your Tesla?" I go, "I absolutely love it. I love it." And he goes, "You mind if I take a look at it?" I said, "Sure, absolutely. Go ahead." And he sat down. I wish I had a camera to look at his face, because the first thing he said was, "Wow, we are so behind." Yeah, if you're behind, you're not a trendsetter. Sorry, you're just not a trendsetter. Okay? Let's face reality when it comes to this, right? I mean, Tesla is the trendsetter when it comes to EVs, okay? So the Tesla is very clean inside. I mean, they have the window buttons, they have the signal button, and they have the windshield wiper button, which you can control by the screen or through voice command. And very sleek, extremely, extremely sleek inside, clean inside. The seats look great. I had a little bit of an issue with the way the seat was designed, because you can't adjust the headrest, and it leans forward just a little bit. So it took me a minute to find the sweet spot on that seat compared to my Mazda 3. But yeah, I found it. It's fine. Not a big deal. So the vehicle itself, I would give the Ford a better looking as far as design. However, the Tesla is unique, very different in its design. The inside, I would give all the rest of the EVs a failing grade when it comes to the inside for an EV, and the Tesla an A+. I mean, it just looks beautiful inside. It's clean, it's sleek looking. It works, right? It works. The screen is the brains of the vehicle, right? And just about everything in there is voice command. You press it, play radio, turn on radio, turn on dome lights, turn on windshield wipers, level 1, turn on seat warmer in the back, level 1. Open hatchback, open frunk. Just about everything in there you can do voice command. So it's very, very advanced with its electronics, if you will, right? It's just extremely advanced. And the performance of the vehicle is just amazing, absolutely amazing how it drives. It's smooth, it's quiet. So the performance of the vehicle, I'm going to give a 9. Okay, you can't give a 10 because 10 is perfection, and there's nothing is really perfect out there. I mean, I guess unless you're going to spend $500,000 on a vehicle, then you expect perfection. But for a $50,000 vehicle, you're not going to get perfection. You do expect certain things out of it, though, for a $50,000 vehicle, and I will go over some of my concerns that I have with the Tesla. But it's not the performance. The performance of the vehicle and the technology of that vehicle is incredible. Absolutely incredible. So the features on it are, the autopilot is amazing. I don't have full driving mode on that vehicle because that you can subscribe to it for $200 a month, or you pay $10,000 for it. And what full driving mode will do, it'll actually stop at lights. It'll turn for you. So you put in where you want to go, and it'll actually turn for you, change lanes, and stop at lights, stop at stop signs, etc. So the autopilot just cruises, right? It just cruises, and it'll slow down if there's a car in front of you. If they're stopped at a light, then it will slow down. It won't change lanes. Once you turn the turn signal on, autopilot turns off, but cruise control stays on, and you can change lanes, and then you go back to autopilot once you change lanes. Super easy. Super, super easy. So, I'm not going to pay extra $10,000 or $200 a month for the full driving mode. So, and it's a little tricky too. When you hear full driving mode or autopilot, it means you don't have have your hands on the steering wheel. You still do, actually. You can cruise and sit back and no big deal. But eventually, it starts alerting you. It says, "Put your hands on the steering wheel. We want to feel something. We want to make sure that you are in control of the vehicle," and that's okay. It's a safety measure. And on that note, Tesla is absolutely one of the safest vehicles on the road. Okay. And so Elon Musk lied a little bit when he talked about how safe it is, though. Okay. So when you're driving in a regular car, you are 10 times more likely to get into an accident than you are in a Tesla. That's what Elon Musk said, right? Well, he was wrong. It's 8 times. Okay. So because of the safety features on it, and because of its awareness, okay, with I don't know if they use radar, the cameras, they definitely have cameras, but it senses everything around. It gives you warnings, and you could literally be going ready to rear end somebody, and before you hit the car, it'll brake. Okay, so it's a very safe vehicle, and it's always alerting. It's always looking when you turn lanes. Of course, most cars have that anyway, lane change alert. But it's just an amazingly safe vehicle, and the likelihood of getting to an accident compared to a regular car is very low. It's extremely low. So it has been rated, and this was all done by independent resources on how safe a Tesla is. Okay. So, and also it's very, the advancement of the technology is incredible. It has what's called regen braking. That took a minute to get used to. There is a learning curve in driving this vehicle. So if anybody ever, got into a golf cart, if you will, right? There's no brake on it. You just step on the acceleration, you let off, and it slows down. So same concept, right? So you accelerate, okay, you let off, and then the motors, from what I understand, either go in reverse. There's something about the magnet, the way the magnets are working in the motor. It starts to slow you down, and you can time it Once you get used to the vehicle, because it's all based on temperature, how fast you're going, etc., because these EVs don't like cold weather, so you will lose about 10-12% of your battery life in colder weather, and the regen braking is not as efficient in colder weather until you get over 60 degrees or so. Then it starts working super efficiently. So, but what that does is when you let off the acceleration, the motors start to slow your vehicle down and sends energy back to the battery, and it's giving you a couple percentage more of energy back to the battery. It's not huge, but it, like I said, it adds about 2 to 3% energy back to the battery. Okay, so which it is what it is. Better than nothing. Excuse me. A little drink of water. So the regen braking is incredible. I very rarely use my actual brake pedal. You still should use it because, if you don't use brakes, the calipers can freeze, the master cylinder can go bad, all that stuff. So the brake pads can actually seal on the rotors. They can rust on the rotors. That's with any vehicle. So you actually still got to use the brakes every so often. But I got so used to not using the brakes. It sounds weird to people like, wait a minute, wait. You're not braking? Yeah, well, the motors actually slow you down. And you learn how to time it. So if I'm going 55 miles per hour and I see the light, I can let off on the acceleration and it'll start slowing down on its own until it comes to a lock position. Then the brakes lock you into place. So if I say, well, I'm going to slow down about 15 feet in front of the light, I guess I need to accelerate just a tad more, and then I can let off. So you kind of get used to how that works, right? It was a learning curve. There's no question about that. But it was pretty awesome technology. So it's got one screen and it's the brains of the car. I mean, it's got a lot of fun things in it. You can set it so if somebody sits in the car seat, it blows a fart. My horn has a sound, but first it's got the horn, then it does that sound. So it's a lot of fun stuff in the car, right? A lot of fun stuff. But the technology is absolutely incredible. I give it a 9 out of 10. You say, well, what can they do more? I don't know what they can do more because I'm not a visionary like him. Everything that in that thing is like, oh my God, this is like over the top. But then every time they do a software change, they do something different in it that makes it even better. Okay, because there are not a lot, but they do software updates every couple weeks, every month or whatever. So to keep everything up to date, and that they're changing stuff on it, right? So to make the regeneration braking work better, make the battery life a little bit better when it comes to warming, make it a little bit more efficient. So they're doing all kinds of stuff with the technology to make sure that the vehicle is running beautifully. So the only beef that I actually have with the Tesla, and I never would have known this if I didn't look into Tesla before I purchased it. Some of the ratings were bad when it came to the trim. Okay, so now again, I hate to say this because I know this is not a very popular thing to say, but I noticed this in American vehicles only. I noticed in my brand new $45,000 truck that I purchased for my landscaping business that things were uneven, hinges were uneven, the doors were uneven, and it's some of the stuff is fixable because it's on a hinge. But like putting a puzzle together, it's like why is this so uneven? I brought it to their attention. They were able to make some adjustments. And again, would I have noticed it if I didn't know? Maybe not. Maybe I don't know. Because when you look at it, you go, wow, this is a pretty unique looking car, right? When a Tesla drives down the road, it. You could just see it. It's different looking. So I had a slight problem with the trim. Yeah, they didn't put things together not that things are falling apart, because it's actually a very well made vehicle. I mean, things are solid in that car. But they need to do better putting. There's a technical term for that. An engineer told me about it. I don't know what it is, the stamping or something like that. And my father-in-law, my ex-father-in-law, I still call him my father-in-law, many years ago said, hey, look at this Miata. Look at this. Look how uneven this side is, and how one part is protruding up, and it's not even. right? So I think that American vehicles they've gotten better over the years, but they've always had a hard time with that. And Tesla's no exception, right? It's an American vehicle. I literally had someone say, "Oh, I can't believe you're buying a foreign car." Hello. If you truly want to buy an American vehicle, then buy a Tesla. It's more American than any of the big three cars out there because they make a lot of their own parts here in the United States. So is there stuff in there that's from overseas? Of course. Get over it, people. We're never going to stop doing business with China. We're never going to stop sending jobs to Mexico. That's capitalism. It'll never go away. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. So this, buy American and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay, whatever. Our own president was still doing business in China. Our own president's daughter was still doing, I use that word president lightly when it comes to Trump, but give me a break. His daughter was, didn't have anything made here in the United States. Everything was Indonesia, Mexico, China. Okay, so give me a break. It was all a feeling to make you feel good, buy American. But if you really want to buy an American vehicle, Tesla is the way to go. It's more American than any other American vehicle out there. And that is just a fact, okay? So anyway, I hope I gave you some decent insight on a Tesla. Out of all the EVs out there, I would say that Tesla, you're going to get a lot more bang for your buck. The technology is incredible. Don't be too obsessed with the trim. I got over it. It is what it is. And the value, how it holds its price, it does really, really well. I mean, it holds its value very well over the years. People always ask me, how long will this battery last? It's rated at, I think, a minimum, depending on where you live, temperature and stuff like that, anywhere from 300 to 500,000 miles. I've never owned a vehicle that went 300,000 miles. So I think I'm good there. And by the time I hit 300,000 miles, I got my money's worth out of it. It's time for a new car. That's how I roll. I'm not going to turn this thing in 2 years. I don't do that. I buy a vehicle and I literally use it until it dies. So now I have the Model Y, which is a crossover. Okay. And my cousin has the Model 3, which is a really nice car too. It's fast. You can get it in all-wheel drive. So speaking of fast, by the way, my car goes from 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds, and I tested it. It is fast. I get people in the vehicle. I say, hold on. Their head goes back like they're on a roller coaster. I mean, it is fast. It is smooth, and it literally goes from 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds. I timed it. It's absolutely amazing. His vehicle is nice too. I like it a lot. I was actually going to get that one, but my lifestyle said, you know what? I want a hatchback because that's what I was used to. I do a lot of races, triathlons, stuff like that. So it's easy to throw my bike back there and it's good to go. Otherwise, I'd have to get a bike rack and then I have to, get it. It just was a hassle. I didn't want to do that. So that's why I got the hatchback. So slightly bigger than what I like, but it's not a deal breaker. So because I'm used to the Mazda 3, it was a little bit smaller, and the Tesla, the Model 3, it's a little low to the ground for me, a little low for me. So there were several factors. It wasn't that it's not a nice car. If you're not, you don't have a big family and it's just you and you don't want to put a bike in the back, the Model 3 is a great car. You can upgrade to all-wheel drive. Prices are going up though. I bought mine for $50. He bought his for $40. From what I understand, my model right now is at $60. I don't know why there's a price change. Maybe they changed some things in it that are better. I don't know. Yeah, overall they're nice cars. Like I said, the trim, got issue with it, but it's not like it's a deal breaker. It's not like it's a deal breaker. So, all right, folks, if you have any questions about Tesla, like I said, I've owned the car for a year. I've done some research on them. And I learn more stuff about my Tesla almost on a weekly basis. Like, wow, I didn't know I could do that, right? Because the technology is so advanced and the voice command is so incredible. It's just absolutely amazing. So, but if you have any other questions, email me at Freddy, that's FREDDY, at We Gotta Talk Dammit, and Gotta is GOTTA. So email me at Freddy at WeGottaTalkDammit.com, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. There will be links in the description to send you to the Tesla website. and to see if there's a vehicle there that you like. The process was fantastic. You don't have to go to, if you live in Michigan, you don't have to go to Cleveland now. I think it was my cousin had to go to Cleveland to pick his up. You can now go to Clarkston to pick your vehicle up. They see what the lobbyists are doing. They don't want Tesla to succeed because of the big three. And that's why the big three is hopping on this bandwagon. They have no choice because Tesla, everywhere you turn now that he came out with these lower end models, there are a lot of Teslas out there, right? You go to California, and I don't know what the stats are, but I heard you see Teslas everywhere out there. So he is the trendsetter. Sorry, Joe, but no, GM and the big three are not the trendsetters when it comes to EVs, okay? Elon Musk is. So anyway, if you have any other questions, please email me. And if you want just more information on We Gotta Talk Dammit, just hit the website, wegottalkdammit.com, and you get all the information. You can sign up for an email list to get on the list for upcoming episodes, etc. So, all right, thanks again. And remember, we gotta talk, damn it. Peace out. Thank you for listening to We Gotta Talk Damn It. For more information on other episodes, as well as being a guest on We Gotta Talk Damn It, please visit www.wegottalkdammit.com. Thank you very much and have a great day.